In this lesson, we will continue the study of the law of supply and demand. The previous lesson, we talked about the law of demand. Now, we will focus on the law of supply. And by the end of this lesson, you will clearly understand how supply works, why it matters, and how local businesses apply it in real life situations. Okay, before we begin, here is our learning objectives. After this discussion, you should be able to first explain the basic idea of supply and demand. Second, clearly define the law of supply. And third, understand why the law of supply is important for businesses and government. And lastly, apply the law of supply using real life local businesses examples. In economics, prices are not set randomly. They are determined by the interaction of supply and demand. Demand refers to how much consumers are willing and able to buy at different prices. Supply, on the other hand, refers to how much producers are willing and able to sell. Now, when the demand is high and supply is low, prices tend to decrease. However, when supply is high and demand is low, prices usually fall. You think of vegetables during a typhoon. Supply goes down because of the disaster, but demand stays the same. So, what is the effect? The prices of vegetables rise. Supply and demand work together like a balancing scale. Markets are constantly adjusting based on consumer preferences, production costs, weather conditions, technology, and government policies. We will discuss this in detail in the next lessons to come. Supply is defined as the quantity of a good or service that producers are willing and able to offer for sale at various prices over a period of time. This definition has three important parts. First, it involves producers, not consumers. Second, it considers different price levels. Third, it applies over a given period of time, such as a day, a week, or a month. And according to the law of supply, as price increases, quantity supplied increases. As price decreases, on the other hand, quantity supplied decreases, assuming all other factors remain constant. Now, producers are motivated by profit. So when prices are high, these producers are producing more because it becomes more attractive. And when prices are low, definitely producers may reduce output or stop producing altogether. So you may ask, so why does the law of supply work? The law of supply works mainly because of profit incentives and cost considerations. Remember these two: profit incentives and cost considerations. Higher prices mean higher potential revenue, which becomes attractive for the producers. These allow producers to cover costs and earn a decent profit. Lower prices may not even cover production expenses such as labor, raw materials, electricity, and transportation. Another reason is production flexibility. When prices increase, naturally, businesses may hire more workers. They will also operate in longer hours or even invest in better equipment to increase output. So, what is the importance of the law of supply? Understanding the law of supply is very important. For businesses, it helps them decide how much to produce and how to price their products or services. Producing too much at a low price may result in losses, while producing too little when prices are high may mean missed opportunities. Now, on the other hand, for the government, the law of supply helps in planning policies such as price controls, taxes, subsidies, and import regulations. If the government sets prices too low, suppliers may reduce production, leading to shortages. In short, understanding the law of supply helps businesses price effectively, and governments, on the other hand, can plan sound economic policies. Okay, to clarify the law of supply, let's take an example. The first example is a local rice miller. Consider a local rice miller in Nueva Ecija where rice abounds. When the market price of rice is high, the miller is encouraged to mill more palay and release more rice to the market. Why? Because the higher price covers fuel, labor, and maintenance costs while ensuring profit. However, on the other hand, when price fall due to oversupply or import of rice, there are a lot of rice in the market. Now, what will happen to the miller? The miller may reduce operations or delay selling stocks. Why is this so? Because the miller wants to earn more profit rather than incurring a loss because of the law of supply. This clearly illustrates the law of supply, which means higher prices lead to higher quantity supplied, which is a motivation for the local millers to increase their supply because of the high price. Now, to further illustrate the law of supply, let's take another example. We will be talking about a local coffee shop operations. Let's consider ourselves going to Tagaytay for a coffee drink with our families. During the peak season, when tourists are many and coffee prices are higher, naturally the coffee shop increases supply. How? There are three things. One, they brew more coffee. Second, they extend their store hours from 10 p.m. to 12 midnight or an extension of 2 hours or when there's still customers in the area. And third, they will naturally hire more staff or additional staff to serve the additional customers they have during the peak season. Now, consider this. If during off-peak months or low season, when demand and prices are lower, Naturally, the coffee shop limits production to avoid waste. Again, this reflects the law of supply. Price changes influence how much the business is willing to supply. This is also the time that they will not hire additional staff, or in some cases, they will decrease their staff at this time. Now, let's take our last example and let's go to a vegetable farmer in Benguet where they sell the upland vegetables. When vegetable prices rise due to strong demand from urban markets, farmers will harvest more frequently and supply more produce to their customers, especially in the urban areas. They may even plant additional crops for the next season. However, when prices drop because of oversupply, which happens in the past, the farmers may reduce the harvest or leave some crops unsold to avoid losses. Yes, even if there are crops to be harvested, they are not selling these to the market because it may affect the supply of vegetable. This behavior perfectly demonstrates the law of supply in agriculture. To summarize, the law of supply it states that as prices increase, the quantity supplied also increases, and as prices decrease, the quantity supplied decreases. The major key takeaways for this lesson are as follows. First, the price and quantity supplied move in the same direction. As the price of a good or service increases, producers are willing to supply more. And when the price decreases, they supply less. This positive relationship is the core idea of the law of supply. Our second takeaway: higher prices motivate producers to increase output. Higher prices mean higher potential profits, encouraging firms to expand production, work longer hours, or enter the market. And the third takeaway: costs and capacity affect how much can be supplied. You know, even if prices rise, producers may not increase supply if production costs are high or resources are limited. Supply depends not only on the price but also on production conditions. And lastly, the law of supply helps explain market responses and pricing decisions. The producers react whenever there is price changes, and producers decide how much to supply the market based on the market price. See you on the next lesson.